Hey guys, it's me, Mr. 250, and welcome back to Danganronpa V3. So, since it's been a while, I'm gonna just attempt to just knock all this out in one fell swoop. All of this, investigation stuff, so that we can get to the trial and the stream, of course, pretty soon. I'm not gonna give a date yet, but I think I know what date I want to do. So anyway, in order to do that, we need to get started. And doesn't look like there's actually a lot for us to look at in the room itself. Like, we can't actually look at the hanging characters, though I feel like when we go to investigate Angie, it'll let us then.
Hey.
I just want to confirm something. When we got to this lab, you're sure that the front door was locked?
Okay.
Yes, I'm positive. I grabbed the knob and tried to turn it. It really is locked.
I knew it.
The front entrance was locked until Kokichi picked the lock to open it. Kokichi pulled out some thin needles and stuck them into the keyhole of the lock. Click, click, click. Clack. There, open sesame. So we picked this cylinder lock open.
Hey.
Do you think anyone else could have opened the lock besides him?
That's true.
It would have been impossible from the outside. The Monocubs took the key. Okay, here it is. But there's only one key, so don't lose it. It'd be bad if you lost it. You wouldn't be able to lock the door or open it from the outside. Let me see that key. Monodam swiped the key from Monophony, then lifted it to his mouth. Nom. Ah, he ate it!
Then...
So Kokichi is the only one who could have opened or closed the door from the outside, right? Correct. Only Kokichi would have been able to open and close the door from the outside. But someone inside could have opened and closed it as they pleased.
Huh?
So the front door was locked from inside the room?
No.
Not necessarily. I'm just thinking of possibilities. But in that case, the question becomes how the person who locked the doors got out. How the culprit got out of the classroom after locking the doors. Certainly reminds me of some mysteries in Umineko, doesn't it? And I'm sure we can use some of that logic here as well. Maybe not all of it, but some of it. A murder at nighttime is strange. Impossible, even.
Why?
Why do you think that?
Right.
Because student council made rule that we know can be outside during nighttime. Everyone should have been asleep. No way murder could have happened at nighttime.
Ew.
Do you really think everyone would go along with that rule? But it's a rule. Angie said he'd punish us if we not follow his rules.
But
the student council wasn't included in that, correct? They could do what they wanted. Angie was also working here at night. She was?
But...
No way. Student council would never break own rules.
Right.
They should have been asleep in own rooms to set good example to others. Maybe Angie got attacked while she's asleep in her room and get brought here.
Gonta, idiot.
So, Gonta could have saved her if only Gonta saw. But Gonta was sleeping. Sorry, Angie. Gonta could no save you. I find it hard to believe that no one went outside in spite of the student council rule. I'm not sure if it's okay to say this or not, but... Could Tenko be the culprit?
Huh?
Tenko? Oh, it's not like I approve or anything. But earlier I heard Himiko say that Tenko was trying to betray the student council.
No.
So, you suspect Tenko?
Actually,
Because as a member of the student council, she would have been allowed into this lab.
oh yeah.
That's right. Angie did allow members of the student council to enter her lab.
Oh,
Yeah, Angie had been shut away here working on the ritual by herself since yesterday. She said she would only unlock the door if she heard a student council member's voice.
that's true.
That would certainly point to Tenko. She did betray the student council after all.
No.
It's not that I want to suspect Tenko, but since only student council members would have been let in here. So Angie only let in student council members. That would be Gonta, Kibo, Himiko, Tenko, and Samugi. Of course, she might have also opened the door for anyone that sounded like them. Like if someone had some sort of voice recording technology and could play back voices. Anyway, of that group, Tenko is certainly the most suspicious. I didn't think about that till now. Although Kibo was part of the student council anyway, so he would have had access regardless. But that is kind of suspicious now that I think about it, that he has the ability to play back conversations. This busty brainy beauty has us all figured out.
Huh?
You mean, you know who the culprit is?
What was that?
The culprit?
Hey,
Shuichi, do we really have time to be listening to her?
wait!
Hey, wait! Are you just gonna ignore my genius idea?
What?
Just listen to me, okay? Come on, listen to me. Listen.
Okay.
Okay. Well, if you're gonna twist my arm, then I'll tell you. You better thank me for this.
You know,
I know y'all are dumber than fleas, but even you get how weird these wax dolls are, right? They are strange. Are they for the ritual, or another purpose?
well then.
But I figured it out with just one glance. These are diversions.
Could it be?
Diversions?
Listen up!
Yup, the culprit used these wax dolls to distract us from something.
Got a minute?
What do you mean by that?
What?
How should I know? Isn't that Sherlock Holmes' job?
I knew it.
You're a waste of time. Maki turned and walked away. I can't say I blame her.
What was that?
Huh? What the heck's her problem? She on the rag or something? So Angie made these wax dolls, huh? The resemblance is pretty uncanny. They say the devil's in the details, you know. Let's just see how detailed these really are. Hey! Miyu tried to look up the wax figure's skirt.
Hey!
What are you doing? Stop that!
What?
I just wanted to see if this doll was wearing panties. Wait, do you have a doll fetish? Are you excited that your dead girlfriend is a doll now?
Ha!
You-
Fucking virgin!
If you like wax dolls so much. I'm starting to agree with Maki. Talking to me was a waste of time. If you like him so much, why don't you just marry him? Angie's body. She's lying face down in the middle of the room.
What's wrong?
Are you going to take a closer look? Yeah, I was planning to.
Got a minute?
Then let's hurry up and do it. We can't afford to waste any time here. Maki didn't hesitate. She stepped past me and walked over to the body. She has no problem with dead bodies. She is the ultimate assassin. Excuse me. A little much there. Alright. Let's look at the hanging wax dolls. The 4 effigies hung upside down make the scene particularly eerie. Ropes are dangling from the exposed beams on the ceiling.
I remember correctly.
Angie made all of these wax figures.
Hey,
Is this rope from the warehouse?
You're right.
I believe so. And that means they won't be much of a clue. Anyone could have gone and gotten these ropes. Maybe the student council should have blocked the warehouse instead of the manhole. The warehouse does contain plenty of things that can be used for murder. Anyway, I know that these effigies are just wax, but it still creeps me out.
that's true.
The effigies look exactly like real people. Not just their faces, but their bodies too. The ultimate artist certainly was talented.
By the way,
Why is this effigy hanging upside down? Is it part of the ritual? I'm not sure.
what is it?
If it's not, then why is it like this? Who would go out of their way to hang a wax effigy? Right. If they're going to do this much work, there must be some reason for it. What could it be? Who would do this? The culprit? Angie? Or someone else entirely? I'm sure that'll be important. Let's see if the... Oh, excuse me. Voice crack. Let's see if the different effigies give different messages. The 4 effigies are hung with rope from the ceiling's exposed beams. Why are they hung up? It would take a lot of work to hang all these up. What is the reason? Okay, it seems like all of these are gonna have the same thing to them. Fair enough. Kaede, is that gonna be any different? I mean, she's got a sword in her, so that's slightly different. Katana, I'm sorry. A katana stabbed into Kaede's wax effigy.
Damn it!
Who did this? And why?
Got a minute?
Let me see. Maki nudged me aside, then gripped the katana and pulled it out of the effigy.
Ah,
Wait, this is a crime scene. You can't...
What is it?
You wanted to check the katana, right? Well, you can't do that if you don't pull it out.
because...
Yes, true. But we have to preserve the scene. Maki paid no mind to my protest and stared at the katana for a while.
Is this...
It's a real katana, but there's a gold leaf on it. But there's gold leaf.
Okay,
I believe the one... It's the one that was on display in the Ultimate Anthropologist lab. Is that so?
Okay.
We can probably assume this is the murder weapon, judging from the bloodstains on the tip. The edge is too rusty to cut well, but it would be enough to stab.
but...
But why would they go through the effort of using this as the murder weapon?
That's true.
Good question. They could have gone to my lab and grabbed a more suitable weapon.
Could it be...
Perhaps it's because Kyo's lab is on the same floor. They just grabbed something close by? They may have been in a hurry.
Well,
Or maybe they needed a long weapon like this.
Huh?
A long weapon?
okay.
My lab doesn't contain swords or any other weapons of this length.
Huh?
Really?
That's true.
I'm not sure how Monokuma found out, but he must know I don't use swords for work. When I first started working, I botched a mission using a katana. I haven't used a sword since, which is fine because they're a hassle to carry anyway. I suppose everyone's lab is suited to them personally, just like Angie's was. But how did they know all this? Anyway, the gold leaf on this katana flakes off easily. It's all over my hand now.
Okay.
It must be pretty old for the gold leaf to flake off that easily.
Got a minute?
Why didn't you say so earlier? My hands are all sticky now. I'll have to wash them later. Maki scolded me, then stood in front of Kaede's effigy.
Hey,
I'm going to put the katana back where we found it. If it's too hard to watch, look away.
Okay.
Thank you. I averted my gaze, and Maki stabbed the katana back into the wax effigy.
By the way,
Even so, why was a weapon stabbed into the wax effigy? A hanging wax effigy, no less. Was it part of the ritual? Or was the culprit trying to hide the murder weapon? Perhaps they had no intention of hiding it. They didn't even wipe off the blood. Besides, I'm certain there are better ways to hide the murder weapon than this.
what are you talking about?
Then what's the reason for this?
That's...
I honestly have no idea.
Well,
We should investigate where this weapon came from. We might find a clue there.
Okay.
The Ultimate Anthropologist Lab? Yes, let's do that. I want to make sure the katana indeed came from that room. So, a couple interesting things. One, that the leaf flakes off. I wonder if that might lead to some hints later. We might find some gold leaf like scraped on somewhere. From someone, like it coming off their hands after it got stuck to it. The other thing about hiding the murder weapon, I'm not exactly sure if that's how that went down. But it definitely seems like there's some reason for it to be stabbed into the effigy. There's blood dripping from Angie's head. According to the Monokuma file, she sustained a stab wound to the back of the neck. Oh yeah, and I feel like the length of the sword thing is important too. Maybe they, like, stabbed her through a door? Like, she slightly opened the door crack and then she got stabbed, maybe? I'm not sure. Although that's the back of the neck, so I'm not exactly sure how that would happen when you're opening a door. As well as the laceration on her forehead. Maybe that's where the laceration came from.
I knew it.
The killing blow is a single stab to the back of the neck. A sneak attack, most likely.
Well,
Then what do you make of this wound on her forehead? Maybe the culprit hit her in the head before stabbing her from behind.
but...
But her two wounds are substantially different. Did the culprit change weapons mid-attack?
Oh yeah,
I suppose that would be unnecessary.
Remember,
Also, the wound on her forehead looks deep, but it's not bleeding much. What's going on with these two wounds? It's not bleeding much, but it looks deep. I almost wonder if I don't think she's alive, because we heard the Monokuma the dead body announcement. I don't think she's alive, but I wonder if she was faking being dead at first, perhaps, or at some point she faked being dead, which maybe she could do with her art skills somehow. I'm not exactly sure.
huh?
huh?
What's wrong, Maki?
Got a minute?
Move. Maki pushed me aside, then lifted Angie's body up by the shoulder.
Is this...
What's this doing crumpled underneath her body?
what is it?
This is duct tape, right? What's duct tape doing here? I don't know, but it must be related to the case. Look, their hair stuck to the tape. Long hairs. Angie's, right? Bloody duct tape with Angie's hair on it. What could that mean?
But...
I almost wonder if maybe the killer stuck tape over her mouth so she couldn't scream. Which would make sense why her hair got on it and why there's blood on it. I'm surprised you spotted this, Maki. It was hidden under her body.
So what?
It was partially visible. As a detective, you should have noticed it before I did.
okay.
Well, that's true. Well, even so, I guess you're still getting used to being around a dead body. So don't beat yourself up over it.
Okay.
Well then, it's a good thing you're used to corpses, Maki.
Do you want to die?
Sorry.
Joking, I couldn't resist.
Got a minute?
You don't need to apologize. I was joking too. That didn't sound like a joke though. Pool of blood. Maybe the back door? Yeah, because I guess we don't know much about what's going on with that back door. I'm also pretty curious about the Necronomicon, because I actually have no idea how the resurrection ritual was supposed to go down. We haven't really, like, looked into it yet. Ah, this book! The instructions for the resurrection ritual are written in the Necronomicon. By performing the ritual as written, you can resurrect one deceased victim.
I knew it.
This was the motive. The Necronomicon.
Hey,
It looks like Grimoire Vice from Nier. And you tried to perform the ritual written in this book, right?
Okay.
Yes. If we look at this book, we should learn the steps of the ritual she was trying to perform. Let's take a look. What's a ritual? The Necronomicon Resurrection Ritual. Oh, they're just skipping down to that part down there. Hold on, can I... Let's see if we can read. I'm an expert, that's why I wrote this handy manual. It's so easy, even anyone can do it. Even a monkey. Even a bear? How much you know about... Oh, it's probably no matter how much you know about resurrection rituals. Do you want to talk to a dead loved one again? This simple ritual will return a departed soul to the land of the living. Here's how. Prepare an effigy of the dead soul you wish to contact. Everyone may participate. The size and shape of the effigy is irrelevant. Make it out of whatever materials you wish. If it's not obvious who the effigy is supposed to be, label it with the name of the deceased. After preparing the effigy, burn this Necronomicon to ashes. Use caution. Be mindful of carbon monoxide poisoning. Sprinkle... Okay, now we're on the next page. Sprinkle the ashes on the effigy, and repeat the name of the deceased 3 times. Then close your eyes and wait. After a while, you should feel a light tap on your back, or, you know, a sword stab, perhaps. If so, that means the ritual was a success. The ashes are only good for one use. The ritual can only be performed once, so use it wisely. So these are the steps for the resurrection ritual.
this is stupid.
Angie really believed this crap? It's pretty obvious that you wouldn't be able to resurrect anyone with this. Under normal circumstances, I'm sure that's true. But in this place, I don't think we can rule anything out. And the back door. This door is the lab's back door.
Is this...
This door is a sliding lock, and it's still locked.
That's true.
And because no one has used this door since we came in here. I believe Angie locked this door when she came in, and it's been locked ever since.
Hey,
Oh wait, what's this? Look, there we go. There's something golden shiny on the tab of the sliding lock. Golden shiny? Could it be...
Is that alright?
Maki, may I see it for a minute? I want to try moving the sliding lock.
so what?
You want to unlock it? Go ahead, do what you want. I carefully touched the knob of the lock, avoiding the gold parts, and softly slid the lock open.
Okay.
Just as I suspected, this lock will slide without much effort. Whether you lock or unlock it. This could be an important clue. Alright, so... Someone, and I presume because we didn't see gold leaf on Angie's hands that it wasn't Angie, someone wielded the sword and stabbed it into the wax effigy of Kaede. And also locked the door. Like, I was gonna say afterwards, but it didn't have to be afterwards, because they could get the leaf on their hand and lock it before they do the stabbing. And that's probably, that's almost undoubtedly the same person that did that, actually, now that I think about it. Still, it's strange that the front door and back door have different locks. front door that we came in from has a cylinder lock. And the rear door over there is a sliding lock. But by the time we discovered the body, both doors were locked.
Is this...
In other words, this is what you might call a locked room mystery, right? Locked, huh?
You're right.
Yes, the cylinder lock's key was taken by the Monocubs. So both doors could only be locked from the inside. But only if you roll out Kokichi's lockpicking, right? Could have picked the cylinder lock on the front door to go in and out of the lab. So he could have created this locked room mystery. It's possible that he locked the door from the outside by picking it after he killed Angie.
If I remember correctly...
That's true.
That's right.
Also, he appeared at an oddly convenient time when we tried to enter the lab ourselves.
I knew it.
He's clearly suspicious. He is suspicious, but that solution seems a little too convenient. Still... excuse me, I kind of wonder if this is just like a standard indoor house lock kind of lock where you could turn the lock from the inside and then close it from the outside and it would lock, it would lock the door. So you could kill the person, then lock the door, and then walk out and close the door behind you, creating the locked room. I'm not sure, but seems like that could be the case. It's unlocked, but I think there's still things. Hold on. What else do we investigate? I already looked through the back door, right? Still locked. And it slides easily. I wonder if somehow they were able to... I don't know about this, but stick the katana through the gap in the door and slide the lock? I don't know, that's a bit far-fetched. I talked to everyone already. Monitor, maybe? Apparently there's still something in here. Oh, pool of blood. I didn't look at that, right? The small pool of blood is emanated from Angie's torso. This can't be from her forehead. This blood is from the back of her neck.
Is this...
This blood is dry. It must have been spilled a few hours before Angie was killed. Maybe more. That fits the 2 a.m. time of death listed in the Monokuma file. Angie's body appears to be exactly as described in the Monokuma file. There were several clues that caught my attention, but I can't draw any conclusions yet. If we think about all the evidence in combination, that might tell us something. Let's continue the investigation for now. Maki, what's wrong?
So what?
It's not that important, but the only time you're reliable is when you're investigating a crime scene. Is that supposed to be a compliment?
Like I'd know.
Who knows? You're certainly more reliable than Kaito, at least. That guy is useless. Anyway, let's continue. Alright, crazy idea. What if Kaede's effigy's hanging like this, and the, oh, this is a good idea. I like this. I'm not sure how realistic this is, but I almost feel like I've nailed something. So, they're hanging from the ceiling with ropes, so you could spin them, you could like spin the effigy and then the rope would all twirl up, right? You let them go and they're gonna slowly start untwirling until they get back to this resting state here, like they're looking like now. So, you stick the katana in Kaede's body, you twirl her up in the direction where, when it gets low enough, the sword is going to sweep by and hit that lock the door. Oh, this is such a good idea. I don't know if I'm explaining this well, but the idea is, okay, You spin Kaede up so that she's going to rotate, I think, clockwise? Yeah, clockwise if I'm not mistaken. And, well, you twist her counterclockwise so she will rotate clockwise. This gives you, and with the sword sticking out of her, this gives you a timer. Let's say, I don't know, like 15, 20 odd seconds for you to open the door, get out, close the door, and then you wait until you hear the sword hit the lock at some point. It's going to, of course, leave this gold residue, but you're not concerned about this, I guess. And then you've effectively locked the door from the inside. Oh. And see, the height of the sword hilt and the height of the lock are like pretty much on plane with each other. That could totally work. Like, as far-fetched as it sounds, that could totally work. I hope I figured that out. Because if I did, I'm going to be pretty proud of myself later. Anyway, I think we finished investigating everything for now.
Got a minute?
Is this really the time to rest? I don't think we've found enough clues yet. We don't know how much time we have left to investigate, so we need to hurry up. Can I click?
You're right.
Okay. Ah, you're right. First we should investigate the ultimate anthropologist lab. We may find a clue related to the katana.
That's true.
We need to check if the katana really did come from that place. Is something wrong, Maki?
By the way,
It just occurred to me. Why am I acting like your partner?
sure, whatever.
Well, it's fine. Just don't get used to it. It's not as if I asked you, but it's fine by me. It's true that Maki is a tremendous help to me. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure if that's a method, but it would be a way to lock this door from the inside while the culprit themselves would have been able to get outside. And the best part is, see, this isn't just like a one-shot trick, where if you mess it up, you screw it up and you can't get back in. You wait until you hear the katana, hit the door or whatever, hit the lock. And if you messed up, just try again. It's 2 a.m., you've got hours. And if you do it right and you can't open the door, well, you did it right. And you can go home and go to sleep. This is good. I like this. This is good. It seems far-fetched, but it's like at the perfect range of far-fetched for Danganronpa game to be like conceivably, possibly correct, Like that might be right. If I am right, though, of course, don't tell me. If I remember correctly, the gold leaf katana is from right here, right? It also folded cloth. It's just the sheath. Earlier, the katana was inside the sheath.
Okay.
Maki, the gold leaf katana definitely came from here. I'm certain of it.
That's true.
Doesn't that make Kyo suspicious? This is his research lab, after all.
No.
Not necessarily. Anyone could have come in here and taken it.
That's true.
Fair enough. Anyone could have done the same with my lab, too.
Oh?
What are you guys doing here?
You.
What are you doing here? Shouldn't you be helping with the... I think I was told it was seance. Seance? Maybe. You look so disgusted right now. Actually, I'm going to look it up so I'll know once and for all how to say it.